So now going up, gold, silver, bronze. Can you imagine they used for clothing? Can you explain how?
I think you can melt it down into threads and sew it into garments.
Excellent. Yes, gold thread, right? So we have a lot of records of gold thread, woven together with the silk textiles. What about silver and bronze? All of them were used in the same manner. So gold thread is really interesting case. I mean, if you search for gold thread, you can find a lot of information, but as gold so expensive, we sometimes see that they get the bronze thread or wire, and then later on that is a little bit thicker, but like when we say thickness, it's usually your hair thickness, and then they sometimes put even thinner gold foil around it. They thought it's less gold. Like gold, literally, if you can save 0.5 grams, that is a fortune. If you can save 0.7 grams, it's even bigger. So altogether, if you save the 20 grams of gold, well, that is really precious. So they wanted to economize the production of gold thread by using the core of a thread with silver or bronze, and then put even thinner foil of gold. Or sometimes they used paper thread in the middle, and then around it they put the gold foil around it. So gold is very precious, and accessories, as you can see, all three can be used, right? And then can you talk about paper? How can a paper be a clothing material?
Couldn't it be used in accessories?
Such as?
Like bags or...
Right, like as you can imagine, right? You want to have a little shape maintaining, right? Like if you are a garment to have a little structured shape, in order to maintain the shape, you obviously use paper as a liner or together. So here, when we say paper in this class, East Asian costume, we are not talking about your copy paper, right? Or your toilet paper. Can somebody volunteer what kind of paper we are talking about? If you have to buy paper as a clothing material now, what type of paper or which name of paper do you have to buy?
It's not like a papyrus, right?
It's not like a papyrus, but that's very interesting point too. What is a papyrus made of?
I think it's from a plant, like I forgot.
Palm trees.
Palm trees.
Yeah, palm trees, right? So papyrus is like a, what is it, like a fiber-based paper. And do you know the word Japanese washi or mulberry paper? Does it give you some like idea to you? Can anybody explain what Japanese washi paper is? Never heard of washi? Have you ever taken ink and brush painting class?
Isn't washi paper made from like a tree? I know I can't think of the name of the tree, but it's like using like the fibers from the inside of the tree.
Yes, so that tree is a mulberry tree that I am going to talk about soon. So when we say paper in East Asian costume class, either description of a garment or when we say paper is used, the kind of paper we are talking about is not made out of pulp. It is made of fiber. Who's talking? Who raised the hand?
Hi.
Yes.
Is washi the paper that is used in Japanese fan?
Japanese where?
Fan.
Fan. Oh yeah. Japanese fan. Yes. Washi. Yes. So can you explain the quality of washi? Why do you need it for the fan, like the winter fan?
It doesn't melt into water, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't.
Right.
It's not breakable to the water.
Easily. Right. Very good point. Yeah. So when we talked about that, what is it? The water repellent, like a outdoor gear, right? Like I said, you have to put oil on top, and then you need a paper. So what we are referring to is all about fiber-based woven. It's not really woven, but fiber-based paper. And then Japanese washi or Korean paper called hanji. Have you ever heard of hanji? It's mainly almost the same thing. So it's made out of the mulberry fiber. So fiber-based paper. And in Asian clothing culture, the paper is really important. So using the fiber-based paper, mulberry paper, you can make umbrellas. You can make the raincoat. Again, you have to put some of oil in order to make repellent, water repellent. And then armors, they can also use paper. If you put paper in like 10 layers or 20 layers, they are as durable as even bronze. So it's a protective garment. So they use tree barks, skins, or stalks. Forgot who was it, but she said you use the inner core of the tree, right? So that's the stalks, or you can use the skins and bark. So you put it in a acid water, acid liquid, so that make it really, really smooth and sort of almost like a soluble, right? But so it looks like a porridge. It's very liquid. But then if you let it dry, the fiber does not go anywhere, so it becomes very durable, like a durable knit condition of fiber, and it's the paper. And then what about rainy linen hemp? Can anybody explain what rainy linen hemp coming from? Yes?
Plant-based woven.
Right, it's basically a grass or plant, and you get them, and again you use its barks or skins, and then make it a thread shape, right, like a fiber shape, and then you weave them together. So the difference, like here, like a silk, cotton, rainy, linen, hemp, these are all constitute a woven textile. Woven textile. Cotton is known from Central Asia, but it's not as old as silk or rainy linen hemp. That is interesting. So these days, cotton is predominantly grown in India, right, or Egypt. Previously, where did you grow cotton in the United States?
In the South.
Yes, South Carolina, North Carolina, right, those places. So tobacco and cotton are grow well together. So it's that climate zone, if you can imagine North Carolina, right? So cotton field in the South. So U.S. was the biggest producer of cotton in the 19th century. That's how U.S. became a wealthy country from those periods. Anyhow, and then the silk. Silk, I explained to you earlier. So can you write down all of these? I'll give you about 5 minutes, and then you sort of organize in your note. So again, during the lecture, if you open up a little bit of, let's say, either you download the PowerPoint, or if you have your Microsoft, whatever that is, you can make your own note, or you can, just write down on your notebook. This way, you don't lose the knowledge. If you just sit down and listen, as if I'm a radio host, you don't really retain the information, okay? So do you see this link called bamboocanvas.org? It's one word, bamboo canvas. So if you sort of organize what I said so far, and you can also ask yourself whether you understand it or not, then you can now go to this website called bamboocanvas.org, and then open it and explore, but I will show it to you together in a moment.